Hi everyone, my name's Linda and welcome to Lilybug's Library, or welcome back. So I am super excited because it's going to be July soon, and that means all good things to me because the weather should start being, really nice, hopefully, and a little more time to sit on my deck. And it means that we are going to do a new theme because I love my themes. So for July, we're going to do pet cozies. So I've had it with romance for a little while. So we're going to go back to the cozies, and this time we're doing pet cozies. So these are the ones that I picked are ones that some of them I'm not sure if there's a pet in it or if it's just a animal on the cover, but most I know for sure have a pet in it. So the first one is actually been on my list for series to start in 2024. So it's going to be Dog Catcher in the Rye, and it's by Ellen Riggs. And I'm just going to read you a little brief bit about each one. So this one says, Ivy Galloway may not know an alpaca from a llama, but nothing's going to stop her from pursuing her dream of opening a farm-themed inn in her hometown of Clover Grove. Not after what she went through to rescue Keats, her brilliant border collie, and flee the big city. When Keats finds a body pushing up daisies in her rye field, however, the murder puts a blight on Ivy's plans to welcome her first official guests in just 3 weeks. So, interested to get to know Keats and find out how she came across him and everything that she's going to do with the inn. So, I think that'll be really good. And although I don't see it in the picture I've got in front of me, I believe that's the first in the Bought the Farm mysteries. I think that was what the series was called. So the second one, again, it's on my 24 series to start in 24, so I'm going to get a few of those off the list with this month, so that's good. This one is called Purrs and Poison, and it's by L. Wren Burke, and it says, Brighton finally has a cushy home with the perfect sunny spot and a human family who can hear him. But all that's threatened when one of them is found standing over their poisoned landlord, the town's beloved ice cream maker, and one of Brighton's favorite humans. With Brighton being his human's only alibi, he must use his superior feline stealth and intellect to clear their name and avenge his friend's death. So I think that sounds really cute too. So Brighton sounds like a good cat, and I can't wait to see what he gets up to. So the next one is the second or third, I'm not sure which, in the Magical Cat Mysteries. I think it's the second, but don't quote me on that. But it's called Sleight of Paw, and it's by Sophie Kelly. And it says, Kathleen never wanted to be the crazy cat lady, but when Owen and Hercules followed her home from mysterious Wisteria Manor, she realized her mind wasn't playing tricks on her. Her cats have magical abilities. When the body of elderly Agatha Shepherd is found near Kat's favorite local cafe, she knows Owen's talent for turning invisible and Hercules' ability to walk through walls will give the felines access to clues Kath couldn't get without arousing suspicion. So I think that one will be really good. And really enjoyed the one or two that I've read so far, so can't wait. And this one, she always has terrific books and always very interesting. So this one is Donna Andrews, and it's called Round Up the Usual Peacocks. So it says, Kevin, Meg's cyber savvy nephew who lives in the basement comes to her with a problem. He's become involved as the techie for a true crime podcast, one that focuses on Virginia cold cases and unsolved crimes. And he thinks their podcast has hit a nerve with someone. One of the podcast team has had a brush with death that Kevin thinks was an attempt at murder, not an accident. Kevin rather sheepishly asks for Meg's help in checking out the people involved in a couple of the cases. So I think that one will be really good. And with her, there's no necessarily, they do have dogs, if I remember correctly, but there's not a specific pet. But it's always about something to do with, birds or bees or, So anyway, I'm interested to see where that one goes. So the next one is called Plausible Claus and the Bow Wow Bakery. So I'm not sure if that was on my list for 2024, but it may have been because I do know that The only one of these I've read so far was the Christmas one, and I did want to start, kind of some of the other ones. So this one, it says, and it's by Belinda Page, and it says, Sophie Harrington and her beloved dachshund Max owns a successful dog bakery in the small town of Glenwood Falls. The local dog park that they love is shutting down due to a lack of funding. Sophie and her best friend Hadley plan a furry friend fundraiser, say that 10 times, to help save the park. Sophie's plan becomes grim when she stumbles over a wet body playing fetch with Max. So that one should be really good too. And Max is such a cute little dachshund. Just the way that they describe him, he sounds really sweet. So the next one, again, not sure if there's a pet in this one, but there's a pet on the cover. So we're going for it. So it says, it's called Scene of the Grind by Tanya Kappas. And I do love her other series that has the beaches, bungalows, and burglaries and things like that. I've read quite a few of those, and they're always enjoyable. So this is a new series that she has started writing, so I'm interested to see what this one's like. And it says, after a bitter divorce, Roxanne Davis, her friends, though few call her Roxy, has moved back home to Honey Springs, Kentucky, where she opened the tourist lakefront town's first coffee house, the Bean Hive. With the excitement of the Bean Hive opening and the rush of business, Roxy is moving on with her life until she finds that one of her best customers, Lila Walters, was found dead after eating one of Roxy's best-selling donuts after Roxy's Aunt Maxine gave Lila it as a peace offering. Some peace offering. Gossip in Honey Springs is as hot as the coffee served at the Bean Hive, and Roxy has to uncover who's behind the murder, not only to save her shop, her aunt, but her life. So that one sounds really good. Again, not sure where the dog on the front comes into it, but either way, I'm in for it. So the next one I've read one of, and I'm not sure if this, again, is the second or third, or maybe further, but it was just the one I happen to have, so that's the one we're going with. It's called Out of Circulation, and it's one of the Cat in the Stack mysteries, and it's by Miranda James. Yes. So it says, the Ducat sisters are in a tiff with Vera Cassidy over the location of this year's library fundraising gala, and Charlie would rather curl up in a corner than get into the fray. It seems everyone, even his housekeeper Azalea, has it in for Vera, and at the gala she seems to give them good reason, with a public display of rancor aimed at anyone who gets in her way. But those bitter words wind up being her last. When Charlie discovers Azalea standing over Vera's dead body, it's up to him, with a little help from Diesel, who's his cat, to clear Azalea's name and catch a killer before his last chapter is finished. And I remember the first one I read, it was, I thought it was fine, but, I wasn't really enamored with it, but I did really love Diesel. So, so we'll see what this one's like. So the next one, I have read one in the series, but it was not the first one. It was like the latest one. So I'm going back to start at the beginning. And this one is called 6 Feet Deep Dish, and it's by Mindy Quigley. And it says, Delilah O'Leary can't wait to open her new gourmet deep dish pizzeria in Geneva Bay, Wisconsin, a charming resort town with a long history as a mobster's hideaway, millionaire's playground, and a vacation mecca. Engaged to a hunk with a hefty trust fund, Delilah is poised to begin a life that's just about as delicious as one of her cheesy creations. Just before opening night, though, Delilah's plans for pizza perfection hit the skids when her fiancé dumps her and leaves her with a very large memento from their relationship, Butterball, their spoiled plus-size tabby cat. Delilah's trouble deepens when she discovers a dead body and finds her elderly aunt holding the murder weapon. Uh-oh. And Butterball, again, is just such a cute cat and such a character. So the next one is a new one for me. It's what's the name of the, my goodness, my eyes are, Second Chance Cat Mystery. I was trying to peer and I couldn't quite see it. It's called Fur Love or Money by Sophie Ryan, who is also Sophie Kelly, I believe. Let me see what her name was. Yeah, so Sophie Kelly and Sophie Ryan, from what I hear, are the same person. So anyway, that's kind of good because I do like her other series. So this one, it says, Sarah Grayson is taking a break from her bustling secondhand shop in small town Maine to spend time with a friend and her dog, but their perfect visit comes to an end when the dog leads them to a storm cellar on a nearby property where they discover a dead body. So I know it talks about a dog, but it shows a cat, so I'm assuming she has a cat. We'll see. Not that it matters. Dogs, cats, I love them all. So the next one is, it should be a little different. It's called A Floof to a Kill, and it's B.G. Wood is the name of the author. And I haven't read any of these, so I'm interested to see what they're like. I confess I was taken in by the cover. It was so cute, and it was like, that's different. In one crushing week, Gina Belletti, a 40-something New Yorker, loses her job and signs her divorce papers. Shattered but determined to reboot her life, Gina gratefully accepts her best friend Danielle's girls' weekend escape to the mysterious village of Maidenwell, clear across the country. As Gina explores the village's charms, a gathering of wealthy alpaca breeders descends upon Maidenwell, all vying for Flory, the world's most valuable alpaca. But when one of the breeders is found dead in her room at the stately Haverford Hall, Gina's curiosity kicks in, and she suspects foul play. The floof flies, and soon Gina finds herself embroiled in mysteries, lies, and murder. So that one sounds really good, too. And I don't know, is Floofy there is her, or Flory is her pet, but it did sound cute, and I thought that one we'll make it fit. So the last one was kind of an impulse yesterday. I decided I wanted to read it as well, and so I ended up buying it for my Kindle. So it's the third in the Chatty Corgi mysteries, which is by Jennifer Hawkins, and I've just fallen in love with the Chatty Corgi, whose name is Oliver. So this one is A Cold Nose for Murder. So it says, when Emma Reed moved to the Cornish village of Trevena, she was looking forward to making new friends, opening up a small tea shop, and taking plenty of brisk walks with her talking dog, Oliver. But when a valuable motorcycle and an old skeleton are found together under the local pub, Emma's antique-dealing friends, David and Charles, become prime suspects in a 40-year-old mystery. The local gossip is soon flowing faster than tea in Emma's shop, and the old secrets are being unearthed right along with the old bones. Although David and Charles insist they have nothing to do with the skeleton, they quickly come under police suspicion. To save their friends, Emma and Oliver will need to dig deep. And I really like their friends from the other two books that I've read, so it's like, oh, okay. So I really hope that they, manage to take care of this. So that is it. I think that is 9 or 10. So I figured it'll be those, and then I usually have an arc or two that I need to throw in there. So we'll be doing that as well. But I'm really excited. I really love the pet cozies. I think those and holiday cozies are probably my favorites. And you throw in a talking cat or a dog, and I don't know, it done well. I think it can be really cute. So that is what's going to happen in July, and as well as everything that goes along with the month. Here it'll be Canada Day celebrations. We can see the fireworks from our balcony, so that's probably what we will do. And usually, it's a family barbecue or something else, but it's pretty low key for us, but we still enjoy it. And I'm sure wherever you are, there's probably a celebration going on. I know in the States it'll be Independence Day soon, 4th of July. And I'm not sure about other countries, whether they have any kind of a summer celebration. But if you're from somewhere else, I'd love to hear. Feel free to let me know in the comments below if there's anything special going on in your neighborhood for July or August. And let me know if you have a favorite pet cozy. All right. Have a great day, friends. Bye-bye. But wait, there's more. I forgot to tell you about the book that I just finished. So I just finished The Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, maybe. Anyway, my it was a long story how I got there, just because I had seen it everywhere, and I like fantasy, but it has to be really good fantasy, and I'm really kind of particular. So I wasn't sure if I was buying into all the hype about it, but anyway, my physiotherapist told me that, his significant other really liked it, and, all the rest. So it's like, okay, fine, I'll try it. Well, I'm so glad I did. It was such a good read. I was just really enamored with the whole story. So it starts out with this young woman who is trying to keep her family alive. They are really poor and starving, and nobody else seems to be doing anything in the family. Like, it's her sisters are just letting her handle it, and her father has been hurt and lost all his money, and he's just kind of lost his will to care. And so she is the one that goes out and she hunts and she does all these things to try to bring in money. So that's all fine. But then on the other side of this wall in the woods, there lives a whole kingdom of fairies, fae. And so they've always been told that they are very evil, that they, are murderous, that they're all these things. And anyway, she goes to kill I think it was a deer or an elk or something in the woods. And there's a wolf, like a very large wolf, that's staring at her. And she ends up killing it, assuming that, she doesn't know if it's fae or not. She assumes it's not because it hasn't attacked her. But she kills it as well as the deer because she figures if it is just a regular wolf, it's also going to try to eat the deer or her. And so she does. And anyway, so comes to find out there's a lot more that was going on at that moment than what she knew. And she finds herself in the midst of a real mess that leads her into the fairy world and dealing with everything that's going on there, which is a lot more than what she thought and a lot different than what she thought. And it's got everything. I mean, it's the world that they painted was just incredible, like really, really magical and fantastical and such good world building, I thought. And then the characters were great. All of the politics and all of the things that go on in the fairy world were really interesting. Her family turns out to be a lot more interesting than you think they are. And she is a great character. She's, trying to overcome the prejudices that she has learned. She is, really cares about, doing what's right, and really has a lot of growth during the whole story. And it was just, and there's romance, and there's battles, and there's, oh my goodness, there's so much that goes on in this book. It's like I can't talk about it enough. It was just incredible, and the way it's done, there are 2 or 3 other books in the series, which I will definitely read. But I would also say that if you just want to read this book, you could read it and still have a satisfactory ending. And it stands alone, good on its own as well. So anyway, so yeah, just had to get that little plug in there for that book as well, because it was amazing. So if you haven't read it and you're thinking, I don't know, take a chance. It's worth it. And that was the book that I did for Big Book Summer with Sue Jackson as well. So I only had committed to one book for the summer that was over 400 pages, and that was it. So whether I get any more read that are over 400, we'll see, but I was happy to get that one finished. All right. Have a great day, friends. Bye-bye.